So here we are. I'll wear these today briefly because I took Angel Bay to work because I had a slumber party. Yeah. So we got this one done. The next one we're gonna work on is this big piece. Yeah. So I gotta find something to go here now. So I almost didn't make it here because I feel like complete shit right now. I am having a nice, lovely, depressive episode in which I basically can barely even. It is super exciting for me. I love this for myself. I talked myself into being here because I said, well, you need to be here, and you're not going to feel better not being here. Which is true. I don't think I want to use more of this, though. I'm already got enough there. I think I want to use a different one. So, yeah. There we are. My night was okay, I guess. Mostly because the reservedness that I was met with is confounding. I don't have a good read on them, and so maybe this one. No, not this one. You know why? Because I need something bigger, and I want to do one patch. I don't want to do several. So here we are. Oh. Maybe this one? Maybe this one? I love that this is hatch marked in like a really fun way. I think we have a winner. I think this is the one we're going to go with. In part because I don't want to look anymore. But also because this was like the next piece that was big enough. And I can use probably this awkward size piece right here. So, first of all, 1, 2. There's something strangely satisfying about ripping fabric like that. Okay, so like the other one, what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to end up probably taking this down here off, placing it, basting it, and then putting it back. And then basically what we did, it wasn't yesterday. No, it wasn't yesterday because I was entertaining. I think that's a really generous word. But anyway, but first, before we do anything, I have to move the stuff that is under my desk from under my desk so that I can get under my desk. Oh, my mouth tastes like metal. Joy. Side effect of my anxiety meds. Don't love it. Don't recommend. Like, yay for the quietness of my brain, not yay for the fact that it tastes like I've been just like trying to eat a spoon. So we've got some of the salvage down here, so I'm not going to put it up here. So I'm probably going to use this. Now, here's, actually, could I do like this? I could. I'm not going to, though. So we are going to have to... I was listening to some Starset earlier. Perfect Machine, if you wanted to know. head. Not nearly enough. Not nearly enough to eat today. We're going to use this too. I'm going to use this even though we're probably going to move to another color up here, because this is still going to be in this area and it's not going to be at the very top. So we're just going to do that. Now let's see what we've got as far as strang. The green's a good choice. Green is a good choice. It'll be relatively easy to see. Now we gotta get this is not the rest of the green, but this is just more green, because we're gonna need it. Is this what's going on? No, that's not what's going on. What's going on? Where is this? I feel like it's attached to something. So this is another use of bobbin thread. It is this one. Okay, excellent. How you can, I know. Sorry about the refocusing that's going on. I think I need another 10 for my mending thread. Right? Where that's all it is just like this thread right here, or basting thread, or rather, I guess. Basically, the minute I have an old bobbin, right? Like a bobbin that has the end of some thread on it. So like I've used up all the spool, I think. I am feeling like crap though, so yeah, that's fun. I love this. Hooray. I've changed my mind. We're not using them. We'll probably use this one instead though. Okay, that'll be a good start. So, la-dee-da-dee, everybody. So here we go. We're gonna. Now, I understand, right? Didn't you just put this on here? I sure did. And this is just sometimes what happens. It's not a big deal, right? It's not a big deal. And in fact, I think I popped this thread earlier. So there's a chance I could reuse this thread like entirely, right? Which is great. I mean, I'm not going to reuse it for this, but I could totally reuse it. So there we go. Look at that. Looky there. Okay. Now, we're probably going to have to do more than that, though. But let's see where this needs to go. It needs to go from here. So, to there. That's the first thing. I try to organize my scraps also as I cut them, because the reality is right, I am gonna get smaller and larger pieces So we've got to see. So this is another thing. This is something to be said for having a table that you can stand up or sit at. Okay, so let's see if we fold this in half. Is that still enough? Okay, so that's going to be right on the line. So what we need to do is, first of all, cut this. Okay. All right. So this little sliver. Oh, okay. So I'm sure this is a nightmare to watch. It's okay. You'll be all right, I promise. All right, so this is still a little too big. So what we want to do, again, we want to, let's say that, now that might be good right there. So I think this is a good one. Okay, now, if, by the way, you can't iron something, you can always crease it like, you know, an origami fold. So, I'm going to do this. And now I have this weird piece, which is going to be great somewhere else. And of course, we're going to snip. You know, I didn't get my thing yesterday either. I didn't go and get my strand box out. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so. Alright, here we go. I had a wonderful conversation with my instructor yesterday when I went to class about how I have a heart condition. And that sometimes I might kind of look like I'm dying. Now, I think that's really an exaggeration, honestly. But I've had too many people like ask me if I was okay. And so like I'm not like joking, like for real. Now, so we can see more of this. I think I'm gonna cut along here. Or not cut, but I'm gonna fold this down. Right there. Okay. Like I think that's going to happen right there. Okay. So I like how that looks though. I think this needs some yellow though, by the way. I think that's what it needs. It needs some yellow. All right, now we get to baste. Baste the turkey. Okay, so oh, you know what I forgot to do? I do not disturb. I forgot to do that. So the do not disturb is not such a big deal when I am streaming work, but it's a huge deal when I'm streaming or me gaming. All right. So this is going to be super fun because this is going to be precarious. And so again, this is just to hold this here. That is the whole purpose of this stitch. That's all it is for. And I'm being really careful because I've got it placed just so. And I want it to stay there. So yeah. I had to have an uncomfortable conversation. Well, I think it was uncomfortable with them. Conversation with the wife last night. On my way, from getting gas. Because I used the last of my gas to get to class. So, yeah. It's going to be really fun. I love this right here. It's nightmarish. Yeah, this is the only thing about working on camera. Like, I'm right-handed and like switching to my left hand, no. Just no, it's not gonna happen. Like, mad respect for lefties and people who can just switch hands. I cannot. So I could have not gone to class yesterday. Which super sucks, by the way. Because, yeah. Oh, that's right, I haven't seen y'all. So I saw a bunch of my coworkers in class. That was really exciting for me. I loved that for myself. Just grand. Just grand. Mostly because I can deal with people I don't like. I can, right? I was at the garage forever with 3 people I couldn't stand. And I was there like a really long time for the fact that they, like, I couldn't stand them. But, okay, so we just need to get around here. I'm not a doormat. That's the thing. If you try to pop off at me, trust and believe, I'll hit you right back. And I'll do it with a straight face. I don't need you to raise my voice. I don't need to get physical. I can absolutely, like, 100% dress you down without, you know, getting into it, right? I can do that. But I just would prefer not to. Like, I don't actually want to have to go there with someone if I can help it. Because I have better things to do with my time. You know? But yeah, that was uncomfortable. I'm glad I was in the back and they were in front of me, though. Because let me tell you, that would have been awkward. I was watching House again. Why do you hate me so much, Thread? Yeah, see, that's just, I just need that little bit. Just need a little bit in there. Get a little bit, we're good. You know what's funny is I have a needle threader. I do. I have one around here. I could not tell you where it is. Oh, who's a bastard? This one right here. There we go. Oh god, that took way too long. Alright, so now our little... Now, oh, so I finally got my letter back in the mail that I sent. The former. I figured it was going to eventually get sent back to me, right? There we go. Always be careful with knots. Right, so this is a lot of thread, by the way. Like, this is a lot. And there's a very good chance that because it's so much and I'm not conditioning this thread, it's going to tangle like a mother. That's okay. That is okay. We're going into this knowing that. Ta-da! Alright, so I think we're gonna go around the top again, but we're gonna go obviously in the other direction. Okay, so what's gonna happen is we're gonna have to rethread this because that is catching. And if I pull it up too hard, it's just gonna break, which is fine. I mean, it's not fine for it to break, but it's fine for me to... I really need to find my Sashiko thimble. I don't know where it is. I'm a little upset that I don't know where it is. Ow. You know, are you making anything until you stab yourself? Because I don't think so. It's not official until you stab yourself with a needle. Those are the rules. I don't make them. It's like unspoken craft rules. For real, though. You haven't gotten started until you stabbed yourself. Alright, so... Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. so we're just going to stop there with that one because what's left on this, I'm not going to be able to get from there. So we're just going to snip this end. And rethread. Wait, that's like a dated meme. So it begins. Try to rethread this. This is like the least fun activity I could involve myself in tonight. Alright, yay. That was met with less difficulty. So this is not from the other one, so we're good now. Okay. Now, let's see. Thing like moving my arms in awkward directions. Love it. Love it. And now you see why, right? You see why we safety pin this first before we baste, because I don't have to worry about constantly minding after the fabric, because did I move it too far? You know, did I? I know this is like incredibly boring for y'all, I'm sorry. It's necessary though. You have to do this first. It makes everything biscuits. It makes everything so much easier. It just does. Okay. So, I like this. I think this looks pretty good right here. That's a nice little addition. Like I said, I wanted to do some yellow there, so what I might do is leave the color variant that I'm doing up here, and then do, when it comes to the patch, do that yellow. I think this is going to be blue. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to rebaste this part, which is going to be considerably easier, honestly, because it is. Alright, so oh my gosh. Can I know what's going on here? No, I cannot know what's going on here. Alright, so this is the color we're going to use on the denim part. All right, so we've got this, which is this pink one, okay? And we've got this one, which is this one right here, okay? And then we've got this one, which is this right here, okay? So nobody was in the red. It was just stuck on there. Okay, I see what happened there. Yeah, magnet, when it comes to needles, your best friend. Okay, so we're going to put this here. Now we get to reuse this thread for like, what, the third time? I don't know. I'm going to cut that off though. Oh my gosh. Alright, so we're going to use this one because this one, we feel like it. And it still has a knot on the end, so that's good to go. I'm going to take that out of the way because we're going to be moving it around and I don't want to lose it. Put this out the way too. So now comes the fun part. We get to rebase this for the what time? The what time? Yeah, I know. Okay, so we're going to just start here. And when we run out of thread, we'll get the second length of red, right? That's all. So fun things to not do. Sew your pants to themselves. Done that a couple times. Sew your pants to yourself. Done that a couple times. That one's actually kind of funny, to be honest with you. So because this is gonna be so difficult, I'm just gonna call this good at this point. What I'm doing is I'm putting my finger on the edge of where I've wrapped it, where it's knotted in on itself. So I try to do, but this is a little difficult here. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna leave it because I can't get it on there. That's what she said. Actually, that's what he said. Actually, I think it really could go either way, honestly. Honestly. Austin. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Okay. So we're gonna do a little thing right here. Okay. We're gonna just do this. We're gonna do this. Okay. And that's just gonna lock that thread in place so it doesn't go anywhere. Because we're gonna cheat. Sometimes good enough is good enough. So now we're actually to the point where we can do some real stitching. Oh shit. Okay, so now there's a little bit of overlap here and all that, but we're going to treat this as a separate place. So we're not going to worry about that right now. But we are going to go ahead and cut some of these things right here. Give it a haircut. Okay, so now I said I wanted to do the brown. There, I'm still planning this out in my head. And maybe black up here. Okay, yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. So we've basted it down, we've basted that down. Now what we need to do is tack these edges down for this, and then we're going to do it for this whole piece too. So honestly, we're probably not going to get that much more done. We're already at 37 minutes. And in the interest of waste not, want not, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to use some of these that I've already got threaded to tack some of this down. Because it doesn't matter what I use. Thread is thread at this point. Okay, so, and we're going to start, again, I always start with the inside and then do the outside. Because the outside might get, worked. Now, arguably, right, I would tack this down with this undone. And that's what I did with this one. But I've already tacked this, already put this down because I forgot, honestly. That's what happened. So what's going to happen, that's fine. That's fine. Improvise. Improvise. Actually, do I want to take that out? I kind of do. That would be the better way to do it, honestly. I can't believe I'm doing this. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. It's me. I can totally believe I'm doing this. Didn't you just put that in there? I sure did. I know. It's going to bother me if I don't do it right. It is, though. And this is why, mending takes time. And I try, when it comes to this mending, I try not to rush it. I feel there's a personal lesson in that for me. I don't know. This is this mending is a practice of patience and persistence. Because it's just not going to come together overnight. And you're probably going to have to do it again. Why, you ask? Well, because sometimes things take time. All right, now, what we're doing with this, in actuality, too, is what I'm going to do is I'm only going to tack down this and worry about this, and then we'll do this part. Okay, because that's the proper way to do it, right? So, and that's so that once this is done, I can smooth this out, right, as I go along. Instead of saying, oh, hey, this should have been like this, and it's like crumbled, right? And remember this, we're gonna make really stitches on the really small stitches on the outside, and the inside stitches are gonna be a lot longer. And I try to place these equidistant, but this is not, you know, if I want them perfectly done, that's what a ruler is for. As you can see, there is no ruler. This metal taste is just killing me. It really is. Honestly, so probably what's going to happen is I'm going to have time to tack this down. This would be what? 3 sessions? So we did, this was 1, this was 2, 3. Yeah, this should be about 3 sessions so far. It's a little, I want to say it upsets me, but like it probably is right on the money for the way I tend to mend, like my style of mending. I don't want to try to force the fabric to do something it just doesn't want to do, right? Because I find that that's going to be a lot less pleasant an experience and result, frankly. And again, the purpose of basting this is so that I know that when I start tacking this down, it's not going to be rumpled. Okay? Okay, so we might have 1 more stitch left, I think, before we're gonna run out of this. We might be able to get 2 more out. Now, you notice we had a knot at the beginning, and you can always knot things, or you can do this number, which we're going to do for this, and that is 2. This is an embroidery trick. You can just sew over the same spot a couple of times, and it'll notch it in place, and it won't come out. It's almost like you're back stitching on a sewing machine. You know, 3 or 4 times is good. So that needle is done. Now we're gonna go ahead and get this one out. We don't want to put a knot in this one, so we're going to do that whole process right here again. So you can kind of get a feel for what that looks like. So you just come up through the back, and when you're doing this, don't pull it all the way through. Pay attention. Okay, and that's enough of a tail for me. And we're going to put it right here next to it, and then we're going to stitch. And I don't need to go all the way through all the fabric for this. I'm just anchoring it. That's all I'm doing. Okay, and I feel like that's pretty good right there. So you can give it a tug, like if you're not sure, because that's not coming out, right? It's been sewn over, so it's in there. As one might say. Right, now that is a little close, but that's fine. Ow, sorry. See, I'm not totally feeling some words somebody said to me a couple months ago. Okay. So I started talking to someone and I was really tight-lipped about like everything, right? Because, I don't have a whole lot of trust for people. Oops, I don't want to do that. And so I was just kind of keeping my peace, right? Like, things we don't need to say anything about ourselves. And I had one person say, if you've been hurt and like you've got damage, it's like it's understandable for you to put up a wall, but you can't leave it up. I'm feeling that right now. Oh, so is that the purpose of that? Was that the purpose of that like association? Right? Was that what that was for? So I could hear that shit? If so, I'm mad about it. I'm shaking my head. I got the message though. Okay, I got it. Thanks. So we started way over here. So there's a little more to do with this. But okay, so we still have got we've got from here to here to do, and that's enough for me to say yes, this needs to be done. All right, so I'm gonna get this because it's already threaded. So what we're not gonna do is waste thread. Now remember, we still also have to go around the outside of this too. Almost forgot what I was doing. How many times I've pulled the thread through? Too many. Enough to know not a good course of action. And honestly, like 2 run-throughs is enough, but, you know, 3 for good luck, right? So, I have to start announcing these. I'm doing like a total shite job telling anybody about anything I do, but it's okay. All right. All right, so now remember I said, so that's nice and tacked down, so we don't have to worry about this pretty much going anywhere. I mean, we skipped a little space over here, but I'm not worried about that. Now we're going to do the outside. Now, I know this is not enough thread for this. I know it's not. That's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. If you can't get flames directly from hell, store-bought is fine. Freaking Ina Garten. And it doesn't need to be perfectly to the edge. Just close enough to the edge that it's not going to be all rumbled. Because duh. Alright, so we ran out, right? Which means it's time to tack this bad boy down. I gotta be careful. Why? Because the thread end is right there. Okay. I love the delicate procedure that this is. Yep, love it so much. Like the metal taste on my tongue. Love it. Need it. Oh my gosh. There we go. So that is good enough for that. Now, we still have to tack down the rest of it, but because I've got this one out, I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Why not? Heidi Ho, by the way. Lurky Lou, what's up? You don't have to talk. I'm just saying hi. Oh, biscuits. Oh my gosh. So I don't know what we're going to do on class days as far as streaming, by the way. It's going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm going to have to adjust my schedule. How did I lose my scissors? My desk isn't that big. There they are. Jeez. I love how I put something down and it's like, because it's not in my hand anymore, it's like it doesn't exist. Which is funny because my friend, her kid, it's, yeah, same fucking thing. Like, it's object impermanence is what it is, but I think it applies to people with ADD and ADHD. Because your attention has moved away from the object, so it's like it's not fucking there anymore. It's really annoying, actually. All right, so this is a lot. I think that's what it's called. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to go we're going to go for finishing tacking this part down, and I don't know if I'm going to rebaste. If somebody comes, if we get another person in here, then maybe. If by the time I'm done with this, it's still just the wee folk here, gonna cut it off. That sounds ominous. Because the goal is an hour. Obviously, we need to do longer than that. But, like, the minimum is an hour. And after an hour, yeah. Oh, gosh. Alright, so, now we're gonna do that. We can do this side. I think I forgot to turn my work timer off. Whoopsie. I know, this is I'm the worst. I got it. When are you gonna get to the fun stitching? I know. This is what a lot of mending is, though. Like, because after I tack this down and then put this backing fabric on it, like, honestly, this patch alone is mended. Like, it's patched. I'm gonna do more than that because I'm extra. But, like, technically speaking, at the point that I put this patch, like, on, it's done. You know? I mean, it's not done enough for me. Why is there bacon in the soap? But I wanted to call a friend back. I wasn't doing too good when I talked to them earlier. And this is why, because right, that's going on right there. And that's gonna basically be a flyaway. And yeah. I've called wife a few times in the last couple days, basically to catch up. Then I had to have a sternly worded letter to wife about, if you need me, you need to speak up. Strongly worded email. So that's the thing about me. If I am needed by somebody I know, and they are in crisis, like legit crisis, even if we're not talking, even if we're not really good friends, even if I hate you, if you need me, like, call. That's the kind of person I am, because I know what it's like to not have anybody there and need somebody, and that's a really tough road to travel. Like, so friend has COVID now, boo, right? And friend was like, I can't, I'm too sick to drive, can't take the gremlin to school, can't do anything. And they live in bumfuck Egypt. So doing anything is difficult, right? All right. All right, so we're going to do this. We're going to make this stitch a little shorter because this is trying to go through that, and that's just going to be a nightmare. So what we're not going to do is that. Anyway. Friend has been having a time, and there's a deadline to take the medicine that friend got, okay? And so friend has been having a time, has not been like able to get it. They don't deliver, can't get, doesn't have any family nearby or anybody who can do it. So I was talking to my sergeant, and they were like, I'm like, I'm thinking that I'm just gonna tell them, because I just filled up my car, right? Like I got a full tank of gas. Like I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tell them that I'm gonna go and get it and bring it to them. Now let me clarify that friend lives almost 3 hours away. So what I just said is I was willing to drive almost 5 hours. Okay, so it's like 2.5. 5 hours. Not to see my friend, okay? Just to get friend their meds. And I wasn't gonna ask for gas money or anything back. I knew they were struggling, and I can't always do stuff for people. But if it's something I can do, things I can do, I'm happy to do. And so I was like ready, and I called them. I was like, do you want me to come do this? And they're like, that's really far. And I'm like, whatever. Do you want me to do this? Like, well, and I'm like, do you want me to do this? Like, I don't care that it's far. If you need this kind of support, I mean, I'm your friend, right? Like, that's part of the deal between the two of us, is we're that close. That me doing that. And that's not the kind of favor I would extend to just anybody, right? Like, certainly there's some people that just wouldn't get that favor. But like, if you're having a hard time, if you're upset, if you need somebody to talk to, I got you. Because I can pretty much always do that. And so I'm happy to. But they ended up finding somebody who could help, who was local. But I said, look, if you haven't gotten this sorted by Sunday, you need to tell me so I can just drive in Monday and get this done. Because there's a limit to when you can take the medicine. You need to take it within 5 days. And Monday was going to be day 5. So really, I was gonna do it on Sunday. But I digress. Yeah. They're like, I'm not going to be able to see you. And I'm like, this is a delivery. This is not a social call. And by the way, friend lives in the mountains, and I hate driving in the mountains. And I was willing to drive to the mountains for friend. Okay? Yeah. We also want to make sure that we're doing that stuff, stretching things out, so we don't like crumple things together. Oh no. Okay, so yeah, I think we're gonna finish this one, and then we're going to. What are we gonna do? Based, rebased. How many times have I basted the same patch? Really, I should baste and then so tack down that patch is what I should do. I don't know if I'm gonna do that though, because we're already at an hour. I do have other things I want to do tonight. This is the thing. This is the thing with textiles, dude. Like, you have to be patient. You can't rush it. That's how you get like these nasty snarls and knots. It's by like pulling too hard on the wrong thing and not, taking the time to figure stuff out. Gotta have patience. I feel like I'm being laughed at right now. I'm actually like one of the least patient people on the planet. Remember I said yesterday, when you're pulling these things, you don't want to pull the stitches so tight that, like putting clothing in them is gonna, or putting bodies in the clothing is gonna lead to it getting all wonky doodle. And here's where we can do, and if you feel like you may have put stuff too tight, just put a little bit of slack in there. And that'll, that'll sort it out. Doggo's making mouth noises behind me. I mean, I would love for our next session to be me doing the decorative stitching. But it's not looking like it. I'm tired. I need a break. I was actually laying down. I wasn't going to stream it all today. And then I was like, if you don't do it today, then what's going to happen is you're not going to do it tomorrow. And then it's going to turn into a whole ass week, right? And then you're going to be mad about it. Because why didn't you? And you could have. Right? Like, we don't want it. We don't need any of that. I should have mended this section long before now. But I was naughty and chose not to. Mistakes were made. Oh yeah, no. I don't even think we're gonna baste it. So this might be 5 work sessions until we can actually get it to the point where we're doing the decorative stitching. My bad. Okay, so you see this? We're not going through this belt loop. We're not. Be sure or not. We're gonna go under it. I'm scheming over here. I don't know what to do. I forgot what side I was on for a second. Silly rabbit. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of my night. It's not like I don't have stuff to do, but the energy to do it, however, is another thing entirely. Alright, so, and we've got this, we're just gonna like do this right here in the middle. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sew over and over because that's just how, something to do instead of making a knot. And leave a little bit of a tail. Okay, so now what I need to do is, so the inside is done, the outside is done. What I need to do is baste this part back here on